Webinar is being recorded, and we'll give it another couple of minutes. I'm going to pull up my notes.
Yep.
Are you both feeling good about the questions and just kind of the direction that we're heading in?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool.
I can see we have attendees piling up here too. That's exciting.
Okay, fantastic. Welcome everyone. So happy to see you all joining in. And we're going to just give it another minute or two for people to hop on, and then we're going to dive right in. It's very exciting.
And it's a Friday. I hope everybody is ready for this Friday as I am. Hi, Stacy. I see Jacqueline and Hillary and Megan.
Yay, perfect. I see the chat is up and active. I love it. Good. Yeah, we'll just give it another minute.
Jen, are you West Coast? Or are
I'm
you
East Coast.
East Coast. Okay. I always, for some reason, I picture you both places. I can never remember where you're at.
I used to be in Arizona, and now I'm in the DC area. So
Working from home.
Yep. I just put my dog out back. I was like, I have a webinar. You need to go outside for a little bit.
Yeah, I had to give the debrief to my kids. Like, everyone just quiet, Papa, you hold down the fort.
Yep.
Great to see you. I see Megan, I see Theodine. Happy Aloha Friday. Great. All right, everyone. So we are gonna jump in. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome. This is Instant Team's first Lunch and Learn. Very exciting. This is a milestone for us, creating change from the ground up. And my name is Maya-Lin. For anyone who's new, I'm the Diversity and Inclusion Coordinator here at Instant Teams, and I'm going to be your moderator for today. So just to give you a little bit of background, the idea for this topic came from getting to know Jennifer and her work in VA inclusion benefits for LGBTQ veterans, also speaking in front of Congress, and she just does a lot of work in Washington. And also Erica's incredible story with building Instant Teams and all the work that she does with the military connected community. And that really got me curious over what it means to create change at any level of an organization, but also in our communities and in our families and in our lives. So we are going to be discussing that today. So great to see you all on hopping, just saying hi in the chat. So before we get into it, I just want to go over the agenda and then a little bit of housekeeping, and then I'm going to give the floor to Erica and Jennifer. They'll do introductions. So we're going to have those intros, do a Q&A around the topic, and I'll be looking into the chat. So if you have questions that pop up, please plug them into the chat, and then we'll share them with Erica and Jen. We'll be able to get their great insights throughout this time. And a little bit of housekeeping too. So May is Military Appreciation Month, and our incredible marketing team is sharing the stories of military spouses. So if you check in Slack and you just search for Alexis Gray, you're gonna see info on how to participate if you want to share about your experience as a military spouse. And we're trying to get as many submissions as we can by end of day today. So just putting it out there. If you're a military spouse and you'd like to participate, look in chat in Slack for the information on how to do that. And yeah, without further delay, I want to go ahead and pass it along. Thank you both for joining, Jennifer and Erica. And if you could start with just giving an introduction about yourself, what you do, where you're from, and maybe a fun fact about you.
Oh no, the fun fact, that's like my introvert worst nightmare. I don't have a fun fact prepared. Well, thank you, Maya-Lin. This event really is you have put the legwork into this, your vision, and this is not one of only one. There will be a series of these opportunities as a company and as a corporation. So thank you for all of your lift and vision and work to get Jennifer and I here today. We're excited. I am Erica McMannes. I am one of the co-founders and the Chief People Officer here at Instant Teams. and have really taken on the lead of culture and community and inclusion and building an organization that I need to be able to go to bed and wake up every morning very proud of. And to me, that means all of the things that we're here to talk about today. And I love the conversation about getting to that change, because I think oftentimes you just see people doing great things and you're like, great, they're doing great things. But there's a lot of individual work and outreach and collaboration to make any change happen. So I'm excited for this topic and grateful to be here with you again in conversation today, Jen.
And what was your fun fact?
Oh, see, look at me. I didn't do my fun fact. Oh, I actually have something really weird. It's probably more of a weird fact. I love vintage anything. I go to Goodwill, I go to thrift shops, and so I'll actually show and tell because I have something right here. I found a 1970s like makeup mirror, and it has like this filter for like your daylight, your office light. It's like the original Diva light, I feel like. I was like very impressed. So that's my fun fact. I love vintage. Suzanne said her mom had that. I love vintage. I love old stuff. I love finding little things. Most anything in my house is going to be from Goodwill or secondhand as far as decorations go. So thank you, Jen, for reminding me. I almost went right past that.
I always love fun facts. So that's one of my favorite things about sometimes whenever I get on webinars or on podcasts, that's what they ask.
Yep.
But my name is Jennifer Dane, and I'm the CEO of the Modern Military Association of America, which is the nation's largest LGBTQ military and veteran nonprofit. I am an Air Force veteran. And yeah, the journey, I think, we look at it and we think, wow, they've created this whole thing. And it's, where we are now is definitely not the journey that we started, or never did I envision myself as in this role, to say the least, because I call myself an accidental advocate, because that's just what happened. And I guess my fun fact, I can go on and on about what I do, but because I do a lot of things for the veteran and the military community. But I'll start with my fun fact and then we can jump into questions and I can give you more. But my goal this year was to read 12 books in 12 months. But since starting that, I'm about to finish my 37th book.
Oh gosh.
Year. So I changed it to 100 books this year. So yeah, I'm an avid reader. I think I had to fill the gap because I was in school until this year. I've been going to school perpetually because I love school too, and have many degrees because I just love learning. And so I decided to fill that with just reading books. So I jumped within nonfiction, fiction. I really like autobiographies and biographies and all of that stuff. So those are some
I love that. We're getting requests for your book suggestions, and I'm interested.
You've opened up a whole new nest.
Yes.
Oh, what am I reading now? I'll show you because it's on my desk. It's called Lessons in Chemistry. It's for the 1960s. It just came out, and it's the Good Morning America book club. Just came out with it. It's really good. Very feminist centered, and she's a chemist, but also was on TV. So it's really good.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you. That was great. So I think just to get right in, you both kind of touched on the journey and the process of creating a change. And I think that's so important because it is a process. Sometimes it might look like an overnight thing, especially on social media or on the internet, but there's so much that happens behind the scenes. So if you both could just talk about what that process of creating change from the ground up, what that means for you.
Yeah, I can kind of give a personal example and then kind of what we've done as an organization. And I think we've both touched on both of those. Start with you as an individual, whether it's, a personal goal to read 100 books or a personal goal to get to the gym. I think we think change is this huge global, impact, which it is. But those small changes are really where you practice big change, because if you can't set a goal and get there for yourself or show up for yourself every single day, even the days when you roll out of bed not feeling like it, there's always going to be a distraction. There's always going to be something to call to you outside of kind of this big looming goal or challenge that you have. If you can't do that for yourself, it's really, really hard to show up for other people. Or you start to show up for other people so much that you forget yourself, and then that's a whole other conversation. So really for me personally, it was learning how to show up for myself and challenge myself in ways, putting myself out front and center about things I was passionate about, even if I wasn't an expert yet, even if I had a lot of learning to still do, which I still do each and every day. But it was that comfort and getting to know yourself and where you want to go and how you're going to show up, I think has to be in order before you can kind of start to move anything forward.
So can you repeat the question one more time, just so I can?
Yeah, of course. And I love that. Thank you, Erica. So the question is, could you talk about your process of creating change from the ground up, what that means to you?
So for me, it was definitely personal. So I'll share my personal story about why I'm in this place. Like I said, I'm an accidental advocate. So during my first year of military service, I, like 1 in 4 women, am a survivor of military sexual trauma. And I also served under Don't Ask, Don't Tell, which barred open service for lesbian, gay, and bisexual folks. I have this paper that I signed that said if you were found out, that you'd be discharged. And I signed that paper, not, just knowing that I wanted to serve the country and that I was capable and qualified and I should be able to. But because of that incident, the defense attorneys of the Air Force figured out somehow that I was gay. And so they started an investigation into trying to kick me out of the military. Just because I reported the incident and they needed to try to, find a way to support their client. So I had to testify, actually plead the fifth on the stand. And for me, discrimination or the policy impact of Don't Ask, Don't Tell was probably more harmful for me than the actual sexual assault. It just was, because it just had so much impact. So my goal after my service, luckily Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed a couple months later, and I was able to successfully serve and finished honorably. But it made my passion to go into policy and make big changes. But I found out that, sometimes big changes don't happen. Like, I want them to happen like immediately, but it's actually, I've learned like incrementalism and doing the small things actually ends up being the revolution that you see later on. And for me, it was also being just having justice and showing up, and it's exhausting. It's hard work. And I get to go and advocate on the Hill, and I get to go and I've been able to go to the White House. I've been very fortunate. But it starts also within your workplace, within your home, within your HOA community. I know that sounds really silly, but it's, change happens in every place. And then it just builds upon that. So that's kind of thinking of, for me, because the work is sometimes so challenging, because states introduce all these discriminatory bills all the time. It feels like this is the year for it. I have to take the small wins whenever I get them, because over time they matter. And so probably for me is showing up and saying, I will take this win today, and I may have a loss today too, but at least I take this win right now and we celebrate it, and then we keep on going.
Wow, that is so beautiful. And I've heard bits and pieces of your story before, but it's just so incredible to hear you speak it, to hear about the journey that you've gone through. And actually, just after hearing that answer, I'd love to touch on how you stay motivated, how you stay moving when you face those challenges. Because I think a lot of times that's where we get tripped up. Challenges come up, and then it's like, I'm not seeing the progress. I'm going to quit. I'm going to stop. So what do you do to keep yourself moving when those challenges happen?
So I think this is going to sound very silly, but there's a lot of times, not just sometimes, a lot of times we get really hateful, like letters in the mail. I get really hateful emails. I get really hateful Facebook messages. And I kind of take that as a sign that says, we're not there yet. And that motivates me. One time I had a really good friend who was a fellow veteran that says that she wrote me on Facebook, and she asked me, why are you so involved? And, I had to think back, and I had to say, because every life matters. And if I can just change one life, even if it's a kid, they say like one supporting adult will reduce suicidality by like 75%. So if we can change the lives of just one person by me doing this, I also want to be the person that I didn't have growing up. I didn't know anybody that was gay, and I didn't have anybody to like stand up for me. And now we see it on TV all the time, and we see powerful leaders that support that. So I think trying to be the person that, I wanted to be, and knowing that because there is still hate, there is still work to be done, is a reminder that, there's still work to be done. And I'm doing it until somebody else is ready for me to pass the baton on to, which I don't know when that will be, but whenever that is, I feel like I will know exactly.
Yeah, and I the sentiment of the small wins and the stories and the individuals, I think what takes any like macro change down to why you keep going. There are so many challenges with, military spouse employment, the compliance of the organization. Like we hit obstacles and blockers each and every single day. But it's when you see kind of the contrary to your hate mail, right? Like it's, you got work to do. And honestly, there's things that, you're like, wait, somebody's mad about what we're doing. Like, how is that even possible? Like same from your lens, right? Like, how can anybody be mad about this no matter what you're doing? But it's also those stories. And Jenn, when I took the Rainbow Shield training course that you all provide, which maybe we can share with everybody today, it was so powerful because you weren't just training, you had the community on with their stories and they were a part of it. And like, it's like an immediate connection to the why, right? Simon Sinek, start with why. The why is what brings change, and it's human connection. And I think it's easy. I just saw this new concept. It was like a human library, where instead of like going to a book and reading something, you go to this like platform. And if you have a question about something you don't know or something you're curious about, somebody from that has an expertise or is that type of person will be there to answer your questions instead of a book. And I thought, well, there's change right there. Like how powerful. A book you can shut when you get uncomfortable. You can interpret however you want, but when you're in the face of another person answering your questions, it takes that self change to a whole new level. So the motivation can be hard. It can be really hard. But I think there's some collaboration and partnering and stuff that I'm sure we'll get into and further in the conversation. But I'm just so in awe of all the work that you do, Jenn. I put that out there while we're on.
Wow, amazing. There's so many gems there. And I just want to acknowledge the chat too. There's just so much love and support flowing through, how inspiring your story is, your strength, and just wanting to call that out, really acknowledge all the support that's coming through right now. And what I really took away from what you both shared was knowing that why, the importance of sharing stories, and then also actually utilizing hate and negativity as inspiration of like, we got to get this work done, which I think is really incredible and a superpower. I could even say that it's just really profound. I don't hear that a lot. So I think I'd like to go into, while we're talking about challenges, maybe like what are some misconceptions that you see that people have around what it means to create change? And I think we touched on that a little bit, that thinking that change has to be this big thing, but if you could just speak on that a little bit more.
You want to take this one first, Jenn?
Either one works.
Okay.
I'll go ahead. So for me, like changes, being asked to sit at the table, being invited to a conversation that you've never been invited to, or a collaboration that you've always been, shut out of. In me is just, for me, I go to the smallest. I go from the smallest to the largest. But one of the things that you can do as to create change is what I call like wallet activism. It's voting with your money. So, when you have money, you have decision-making power, and where that money is spent. And is it spent on, there's just really, I say this analogy all the time, but I'll say it here. There's just really awesome fast food place that has great chicken. and waffle fries and lemonade, but they also are anti-LGBTQ. So although I really want to go there into that corporation and eat their food, I know that at the end of the day that they don't support who I am. So I choose to go somewhere else that does. And that means voting, that my money becomes a voting mechanism. And so doing change like that, it's as simple as where you spend your money and being cognizant of what you're doing and the decisions. And it's even like it's writing, as silly as it sounds, writing your legislators or writing your, you're being a part of the PTA if you have a child, or doing anything. It's so small. Sometimes we think that we have to create change on this huge level, which I do, but and it's daunting at its best because we do that. But it can be within your community. It can be in your house, creating rules like if you have children or even your partner, like what are you doing to really impact and create change? And this problem with military spouse hiring, there was a problem and there was a need for that. So there was a need to change that. And there still continues to be one that needs to be met. And this is what instant teams are doing. And we were, for us, we were so excited to collaborate and partner because we wanted our spouses to be hired too. So I think whenever we see that, if there's not an outlet for, wallet activism or being involved in the community, or if there's a place that you see missing, you become that puzzle piece that fits into that spot. And I think that's really critical. And even if you founded it, or maybe you're part of it, you are making that change that is so needed. And just knowing that you matter and what you're doing daily is a manifestation of, creating that change. And then I'll pass it over to Erica.
I think a common misconception, especially being in, the military community is so advocate, supportive, focused, is that people get an idea and they think that they can do it alone. I see, the biggest misconception of creating change is like, I have an idea, I'm going to change the world, when it may start that way, but there is no one single source of success, whether it's growing an organization, changing laws, like collectively is how that is done. So it really takes the ability to reach out and network, ask for partnership. Hey, how can we help you? Just remembering that even though you might be really, really passionate about it and you think you have the right way to do it, there's other people who are equally as passionate, but might have different ways to approach it. And that's where the change comes from in and of itself, right? Like the contribution of diverse thought, the contribution of people who've had different experiences within the same passion line. So I'd say the biggest failure of people who set out to create change is forgetting that you can't do it alone. One, from just a personal wellness standpoint, you will crash and burn, like it's impossible. But also just from the impact standpoint, the bigger voice you can get, the more collective resources you can pull together is really where that change comes from.
And I want to add to that too. For us, our organization, we rely heavily on folks that are allies. And one of the things that, we know that progress happens because of allies being there. And if you're not part of the community, we rely so heavily on those collaborations and partnerships, because sometimes we can't make the change, but others can. And so I totally want to say, like, that is huge for us. Like the previous person that had my role, they didn't want to have any partnerships that weren't LGBTQ centered. And for me, I was like, that is, I want to have all of them. I think the better we are together, the more movement we can get. And so I totally agree with like collaboration.
These are incredible answers. Thank you both so much. And I just wanted to highlight, Jenn, what you said about wallet activism and how much of a change in the impact we can make with just being aware of who we're giving our money to as consumers. And I think we all know that place that you're referring to. So I think that's really powerful. And then Erica, what you said about just the collaboration piece and working together, and it's not it's just on me, but it's really us moving forward. And I'm seeing the time, so I'm going to ask one more question, and then I'd love to, Jenn, have you speak about the Rainbow Shield before I open up the chat to any questions that you all may have. So if there's anything you'd like to ask, there's such incredible resources we have right now. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. They'll be able to answer them for you. So I think just the final question is, what are some of those skills? So maybe 1 to 3 soft skills. We kind of touched on it, but to get into it a little more, that are necessary in order to create impactful change, whether it's in your home, in your community, in your place of employment. What are those skills that you've seen are really important?
I would say my top 3 are self-awareness. Again, I'm so big on that self-awareness factor, like what you're comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with, how you handle stress, how you handle change, how you handle confrontation, negativity, all of that. Organization is a big one. And I know that's like more of a tactical skill, but when you want change to happen, you have to have a plan and you have to be able to kind of piece together the pieces to get there. So self-awareness, organization, and then the ability to collaborate. Again, if you come from a very egocentric mindset where you've got the right plan and you're going to do it yourself, it usually just doesn't work out. So self-awareness, organization, and collaboration in my mind.
And for me, I'm a big Brene Brown fan. And I think the first one for me is just being vulnerable and being open to, like, you know, I share my story quite often. It's not everybody that does that, but I think having the vulnerability to stand in the place and share what your vision is and why it's important. Second is communication, which I think goes hand in hand with collaboration, because you need to communicate effectively and you need to be able to, you know, make partnerships and create this vision that's impactful. And then, because I'm a military person, probably flexibility, because there's so many times where, you know, I wish my path was linear on this journey, but it's not going to happen like that. You know, you may go from A to Q and then back to B. And so just knowing that there's flexibility and not everything is going to happen in the timeline that you probably have for yourself, and know that's okay. So those are probably my three soft skills.
That's so great. I too, you said Brene Brown. I'm currently reading her Atlas of the Heart. So
It's such a beautiful
really love her work.
book. That
Yeah.
book is just gorgeous.
I finished that this month too. So
Right.
yeah, it was so good.
Incredible, incredible. And those are all such great skills to touch on. And I think especially there's something special about what you said about that timeline. Because I think, you know, when we want to get stuff done, we just want it to happen. And oftentimes there's maybe a bigger picture that we're not aware of, and other things need to happen first. So being able to have that focus, that organization, but also trust in the process. And it's like a dance, a balance. And yeah, that's really profound. So we're starting to wrap up. I haven't seen any questions in the chat now, but it's not too late. We still have about 4 more minutes. Oh, I see some coming in. Before we go into the questions, if you could just touch on Rainbow Shield, Jen, I'd love to share that with the community if we could hear more.
Yeah, so we have a Rainbow Shield, which is a virtual cultural competency training that talks about the intersection between LGBTQ, military, and veterans, and what you can do to be a supporter, or what you can do to support. I'm very happy to say that we just went to the Virginia Military Institute and did it for their faculty and staff.
Cool.
It is pretty amazing in person, first time ever. But we are doing our next session in May. I was like, what month is it? In the middle or the end of May. So that'll be spun up pretty soon on our website. We're just updating our website too, getting a new look. So we do have that, and it's just it's up to date on what the current policies are, and, you know, some of the history of the discrimination that occurred, and, you know, kind of the path forward and what that looks like in some areas that are still missing. So that's our Rainbow Shield, and there's different levels, but we just start out at the simplest in a context that you can ask questions, because, you know, we don't want to have any judgment, especially for people that are just learning.
Yeah, and we're working with you to get that into an offering at Instant Teams. I think it's a really we're building out corporate development, professional development, resources for people, and I'm really looking forward to getting that all. You guys getting it set up, and then I know we've got a meeting in a couple of weeks to figure out how we can get it integrated into some of our course offerings as well. So, Maya, this 30 minutes went by really fast.
It did. I love this, and I love the engagement. This has been such a great conversation. And I did see a question come in through the chat from Helena, and she asked, what are some suggested resources to vote with your money?
Yeah, there's a really interesting website, which I always know, except for right now. That I will have to get it back to you.
Yeah, we can share it after.
We'll put it in the Slack channels later. Yeah. We'll share it.
Because there is one you can go and look at corporate funding and who supports what. And like for me, I mean, I tell people like all the time, you don't have to be, if you don't support LGBTQ causes, that's okay. If you support like pet policies, make sure that you're going and voting with your money at places that support your values. I want you to vote, or I want you to use your money in the way that you see is what you believe in at the end of the day. And it may be different from mine, but just being informed and an informed consumer, and also like for bigger strategy for corporations, I always tell them, who are you outsourcing for your vendors and who are you working with, to make sure you really do and look at who you're sourcing from, just to know where your money goes, because it matters.
Thanks. And that was great. And I'd love to just jump in there too. I mean, because sometimes it can feel overwhelming, but really that it's okay to start small. And even if it's just making one minor change of like, oh, I think this is a local thing, or, oh, you know what, I looked up this one company and I think I'll choose this one. It doesn't have to be a huge overhaul. It can really be those small steps that make a huge difference in the long run. So we're about a minute at time. I want to thank you all so much for participating. Thank you, Jenn, for joining us. Thank you, Erica. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your engagement in the chat. This is going to be a monthly series. So every month, the last business day of the month, we will have a new guest and we will have a dialogue and a conversation just like this. So stay tuned in Slack. And again, just thank you for joining. And this was great.
Thanks, Maya. Thanks, Jenn, for your continued collaboration and partnership.
Yes, thank you, Erica, and for doing all this. I'm excited about it.
Nice. We'll share those resources in Slack. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.